Hello and welcome to 2CrazyMedia. I'm your host Matthew, this is my co-host Jason, and today we're going to be reviewing LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Finally, we've been talking about this for a few days now and a few videos about how we've both played LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, and we're finally here to review it. We just want to give enough time for us to finish it, finish the story, go around the open world, just kind of get as much as we can of the game as possible. So we thought today was the perfect day to do a review, and also, this is your first review on the channel.
Yeah.
I've done a ton of reviews now ever since we started the whole review stuff earlier this year. So many different games, Saros, Mixtape, Screamer, Resident Evil Requiem. So many reviews I've done on this channel. And finally, you are now a part of them.
Yeah.
And so it'll be fun to get, but it's going to work the same way as I'm going to kind of give you the facts, some details about the game, then we're going to both share our initial thoughts, rate it out of 10, and then go into pros, cons, spoiler moments, all that. But I will let you know when we do get into spoilers. So we're going to be spoiler-free until we both give our initial impressions, our initial thoughts, review, and rate out of 10. And then I'll say it's time for spoilers, and we're going to kind of get into more spoilery territory. So if you haven't played the game yet, don't worry just yet. So how about we just jump straight into it with kind of just some basic sort of facts, details about the game. So LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, it is developed by TT Games. You know, they develop all the LEGO games from LEGO Skywalker Saga to all the older LEGO Batman games.
Mm-hmm.
Basically every LEGO game you can think of is TT except for LEGO Horizon for some reason, which is a very weird offshoot. It released just last week on May 22nd, 2026. It currently sitting on OpenCritic as of making this video Thursday, May 28th. It has a OpenCritic of 85, which is very good. That'll get you 15 points on Fantasy Critic, and a Metacritic of 84. So just one below. Very, very good scores. One of the higher of the year, I'd say. Like not top 10, like top 15. So very, very for in a year that is very packed already with high review scores. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially for a LEGO game, that's one of the higher.
I feel like it's kind of impressive.
Very impressive. One of the higher reviewed LEGO games out there. And finally, just a little synopsis. So, LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is an open-world action-adventure game by TT Games that chronicles Batman's entire history. Rather than adapting a single storyline, the game weaves elements from 80 years of Batman's cinematic and comic book history, including Batman Begins, Batman 1989, and Batman Forever, into an original narrative-driven campaign. Alrighty. So, since it is your first time reviewing a game on this channel, I'm going to have you start, since you are the bigger Batman fan, I'm sure you'll go into and explain that first, but I'm going to have you start off. So basically what I want from you is the platform you played it on, the amount of hours you have in the game, and your review, spoiler-free review, your thoughts on the game, good, bad, and finally, a score out of 10.
Alright, so I played this game on just the base PS5. And out of 10, just to go straight into it, I would give it around an 8 out of 10. And I'm like a really big Batman fan. I'm a super big fan of the Arkham games. They're like my favorite games of all time. Specifically, Arkham Knight is my favorite game of all time. So this game definitely had a lot of shoes to fill for me. I was extremely hyped. You know, before this game came out, the fact that it has Arkham Combat really got me hyped. I feel like there hasn't been a game that has Arkham Combat like that in a while. And I was super excited for this game. And I think I'm really happy with it. I think it can do things better, but I also think it does things really good. I think the gameplay is probably my favorite part. I think the Arkham Combat is really good. I think it's not as good as the Arkham games. Obviously, I wasn't expecting it to be, but it's pretty good. I think that it's definitely the best combat I've played in a LEGO game by far. And yeah, I think the combat's great. I think the characters are really good. I think Batman's great in this. I think that one of the most lacking things of gameplay is probably the stealth, and I think you'd probably agree with me on that. The stealth is not great and doesn't really seem like it. I feel like it's only there because the Arkham games have it, but it's not really, it doesn't need to be used, and you can just kind of go into combat. But yeah, I in terms of just like going a little bit into the story, not spoilers, I like the story. they try to do a unique story here. Like, they do a unique story, but they also borrow a lot from existing Batman universe. So I think they did a good job with it. I think that I like the chapter system a lot. I think that's something that I haven't really seen in the Lego game, and I think they did it really well. I kind of wish, and I'll get into this when I get my cons, but I kind of wish that the game was longer, because I did complete it in, I would say, around 12 hours.
Okay.
Took me, which is not short, but not too long.
Yeah.
So I kind of wish it was longer, and yeah, and I also felt like one of the biggest negatives for me, the game might be the biggest negative, is that the second half of the game is, once you get past chapter 3, is probably way weaker. And it's definitely way weaker than the first half of the game. And yeah, overall, just quick thoughts. I think that the game is really good. I'm excited to keep playing it and hopefully 100% the game. That's my goal.
That's awesome, yeah.
If I can do it, and yeah.
So it was a good sign of the game if you want to
keep
continuing after the story and 100% it. Definitely shows you're enjoying it enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, you gave it an 8 out of 10. I'm a little bit lower than you, but not too much lower. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I've been kind of between a 7 to a 7.5. But the more I think about it, I feel like a 7 is a little too low for this game because I did enjoy it. I think it is a lot of fun. It's probably the most fun I've ever had in a Lego game. Yeah. Obviously, because it is a Lego game that can't go too far.
Yeah.
But I think it is probably my favorite Lego game I've played. I, have a soft spot for Lego games that I grew up playing as a kid and all that stuff, because that was around the time I was getting more into video games, and there were a lot of Lego games that were big back then, so that's what I played a lot. So I've grown up really enjoying Lego games, and to have this one, which really feels like a Lego game, but advanced, like it's really evolved, where you could say their Lego Skywalker Saga kind of grew Lego a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like it never evolved anything. It just was a bigger Lego game.
Yeah. With
more. This game, while it may have less characters to play as, way less, less maps and stuff, it feels like the big evolve that Lego needed, where it's not just simple. It's no longer a very simple game like a lot of Lego games in the past are, and it's not shoving down more stuff down your throat, but nothing is really that explored. So many different mechanics have been really fleshed out, which I enjoy. I like the open world. It feels fantastic. It looks awesome. It's really unique, and it's way better than past like Batman games like Arkham, like Gotham Knights, which had a very disappointing open world. I think like you said, the best part of the game is for sure the combat. I think taking the Arkham combat again. I've also played a lot of the Arkham games. While I don't love them as much as you do, I still do really enjoy those games, and I would say that while this game I don't think reaches the level of any of those games for me, I still think it really does well as being almost a spiritual successor to them, where I don't think it takes the Batman Arkham name and spits on it.
Yeah.
I think it does it well. And taking the combat from the Arkham games really, really works well. I think it's a really awesome addition for a Lego game. It feels great. I love countering, and yes, it is very easy. That is something we will get into more in this video, is just how easy this game is. We both played on the middle difficulty, but I tried the hardest difficulty, and I was like, the only thing that changes is just more enemies.
Yeah.
Nothing else but just more enemies, and I'm like, there's no point then. I'm just going to stick to the middle one. Which, yes, you could say it is a kid's game at the end of the day. It is a Lego game, but still very, very easy, even on the hardest difficulty. So, but the gameplay is just so much fun.
Yeah.
It's like a clunkier, slower version of the Arkham games, which I still think feels good. It doesn't feel as good as the Arkham games, but that's because it isn't an Arkham game. Yeah. They're just taking it and putting it into their own game. But I do think it is probably my favorite part of the game as well. I really enjoyed any combat encounter. While I will say there's just not enough enemy variety. They introduced a couple new enemies, like the guys with the electric batons and some of the brutes. But that's it. That's all you get for enemy, and the guys with the swords who will twirl. That's it. Yeah. There's maybe 4 different kinds of enemies. 5.
You compare that to Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight, I feel like, has a lot of different enemies. So yeah, it's definitely kind of a little bit lacking in that area.
Yeah, I totally agree. We're as much as like the combat is really fun. I feel like it can get like, okay, I'm fighting the same enemies over and over and over again. But it is just so much fun that for the most part, I don't really care. That's not something that is phasing me that much because the combat is that fun. I think some other things I really enjoyed, most of the story. I think the callbacks, as someone who loves Batman as well and who loves a lot of the Batman movies, especially The Batman, the callbacks to a lot of those films is also my favorite part of the game. Just seeing the callbacks, getting to go through, and I don't want to spoil yet, we'll get into that, it would spoil the territory, but many of the missions, or most of the missions, being based off of different movies. So cool. So awesome getting to see these different characters, see different moments, music cues, all that stuff. Really, really fun. Love that part. Just really made me really excited for a lot of those moments. But I think just to kind of end it off with my initial thoughts, I really like this game. It's a really fun game, a really good game, but just kind of fell flat for me towards the end, where I was honestly at the point hoping to finish it. The story, like you said, the second half of the story was so like, oh, I was really enjoying it. Now it's kind of starting to fall flat for me. Maybe that's because I don't have as much of a love for the movies towards the latter half that it was adapting that I do. The movies at the beginning and half that it was trying to adapt. Or maybe that's just the fault of the story itself. But it's a Lego game. It's not gonna have the best writing. Everything is kind of a joke in these games. Nothing is ever really taken too seriously. But for the stealth, hated it. I never used the stealth. I thought it was just really bad. I've said it for many games that I've reviewed on this channel and many cons that I've given. If you're going to have a certain system in the game, it has to be. You can't just pass it off of, oh, it's a Lego game, stealth doesn't matter. If it's going to be in the game, it's going to be good, or else I'm going to fault it if it's not good. I'm not going to give a pass for that, and the stealth is not good. And I also, the gliding.
I personally liked it.
I know you liked it. I have some issues, like some of the traversal. Hated the traversal time trials, but we'll get into that. More spoiler. We'll get into that. Hated those. Hated that. But what I did enjoy, the driving. Thought the driving felt really, really good, but was underutilized.
Agree.
Not enough. And also the car combat. No.
I think my personal thoughts on that is that I think that when Arkham Knight came out, the biggest issue with it is the Batmobile usage, and I think that they were scared to do that again. They didn't want to have that issue again, so they were just like, you know what, let's just have barely any Batmobile so we can just avoid that issue. Was not. I know. It was zero. They needed to find a middle ground.
Exactly, and they didn't. Yeah. That is going to be a 7.5 out of 10, which is still really good. Really, really good. Really, really good. But now that's spoiler-free out of the way. Now we're going to jump into spoilers, kind of more so get into the normal routine that I do with these reviews, where we go some pros, go some cons, kind of talk about them, kind of discussing. Now that I've got two people, it'll just be much more of a natural discussion instead of me going through all the cons and then after going through all the pros and then ending it. It's going to be much more natural, so probably much better, hopefully. So now is spoiler territory, where if you haven't played the game yet or you haven't finished it, you're currently working through it, you don't want any spoilers yet, then maybe it's time to click off and come back once you finish it. Because now we're going to jump into full spoiler territory here. We're going to talk about some missions we like, some missions we don't like, characters, all that stuff. And some gameplay stuff that maybe is a little spoilery as well, like traversal. So let's get into it right now. Where do you want to start? We talked about so many different cons, so many different pros in our initial thoughts.
I have some pros I would like to say.
All right, let's start with those then.
Just like it came into my head when you were talking about it. So I really like the not the traversal challenges, but I really like the traversal just in general.
Okay.
The car feels great.
Awesome.
The car feels great. The gliding is good. It's not as good as Arkham Knight, but I will say I like that you can go faster in the glide. But I think that it needed the Arkham system where you can go down and go back up.
Because when you're going down, you cannot go back up, and that is why I probably hate the. That's what I don't, and that's honestly why the gliding really soured for me, was because when you first start gliding, and I'm expecting you hold down X on PlayStation and you go down. I'm expecting you to be able to dive and then use that momentum to go up.
Well, here's the thing: is that there is an upgrade you can get in the game. I don't know if you saw this, but there's an upgrade you can get where you can dive, but it doesn't really fix anything because he does like a little backflip in the air, and it's kind of a delay dive. So you do a little backflip in the air,
but I'm talking about
and then you dive, but you still can't go back up.
Yeah, that's my issue.
I'm fine. So it doesn't really fix anything.
No, it doesn't fix it. I'm fine with that. I just wish you could actually fly like the Arkham games. I think you just lose momentum. You have to fall and you have to grapple again, and or use the focus launch and all that stuff.
Yeah, something I do really like though is the focus launch. I think the focus launch is really cool. I love how every character gets their own animation.
Yeah,
it launches you really high.
Okay.
And it's super fun. I think like through most of the game, you don't really get it often because you kind of have to get it because you have to spend a focus bar to get it, and you kind of only get it once you've upgraded your focus and after you've done a combat. It's more so when you get a lot of like credits and stuff and you can buy an upgrade that makes it so when you traverse you gain focus, and that makes it so you can use a lot of focus jumps.
Yeah,
and it's really cool. But I really like it. It's a feature that's not even in the Arkham games. Like Arkham games have big jumps, but nothing like a focus jump. It's really cool. I actually think that is something they did really well.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of get into my first big con that I mentioned, and since we're talking about traversal challenges, the traversal races, I think we both had issues with that, where it's just not fun, where with the whole you can't glide up, you can only glide down, you have to, it's really, the grappling can be really fun and really annoying.
The grappling I think is glitched and needs to be fixed.
It's so shoddy at times.
It's when you're looking at something, sometimes it just will not want to go there. It will go everywhere else.
And then it'll go somewhere else that you didn't want to go.
That issue's been in other Arkham games, but
it makes traversal challenges so annoying. And then sometimes I'll just have to run from one thing to another, and it's like,
it makes you get a worse time.
Isn't fun.
Yeah.
I did not really enjoy that much. And then kind of going into a really big con, and this is one of my biggest cons of the game, and that is that while I really respect them for only having 7 characters instead of the 150 characters that LEGO games in the past did, I just don't think the characters feel unique enough. Every character plays the same.
I might disagree with you, but I'll hear you out.
So, I think, apart from their gadgets, I don't think I think every character just fights the same. They don't have different fighting styles. Maybe Nightwing is a little different. I find that Nightwing is different, but everyone else fights the exact same. I don't feel like I want to play as when I'm playing, I just want to play as Batman.
Yeah, I agree.
Other than doing the different puzzle stuff that other characters have to do. That's like when I'm playing, I am just like if I'm doing a mission and I'm with like say for example, Batgirl, and I am playing, and Batgirl has to do the hacking thing where she throws a thing and hacks it. After I do that, I'm going to immediately switch back to Batman. I just don't really care for the rest of the characters in terms of their gameplay because they all feel the same. I feel like the only character I felt was a little different was Nightwing for some reason. Agree. But the gadgets, yes, are all unique and are all different except for Nightwing and Robin, but that's just because they are basically the same character, just with electric. But I also never use gadgets, and maybe that's me as a player, and I know that you use gadgets more than I did, but this goes into my con where I never felt like I needed to use gadgets in combat.
And I feel like that's just an issue of the game being too easy.
Exactly, that goes into it, where I never felt like they could have. What I would have loved to see is an enemy that could only be taken down with this gadget.
Yeah, Arkham has that.
Exactly,
a bunch of them.
Yeah, where you have to throw the batarangs at the guy,
or like an electric charge. Yeah,
exactly. Where I wish that the gadgets could be used more in combat in more ways. Where you had to use it to take down an enemy, you have to use this gadget. I never once used the gadget. I never once threw a batarang. Unless it was for puzzles. I'm talking about in combat.
Yeah.
I never once threw a batarang. I never once used any gadget from any character. I'm honestly forgetting half of the gadgets the characters had in combat because I never used them. I didn't care. And that's my big con and the Wayne Tech credits that you get that you use for gadget points. I never once leveled up. I have some characters in the game, and like granted, I have 23 hours in the game. I've completed a few islands fully, like all challenges, all stuff like that, and I still haven't used any Wayne Tech credits, Wayne Tech chips.
Yeah.
In any of the upgrading tables because I don't need to. It's not necessary. I think that using the gold bricks for that skill tree I've used that a lot.
Yeah.
I really I think that is a great skill tree, all connected for you have either just open world stuff and then combat.
Mm-hmm.
I think the combat one, while I mainly focus on first leveling up the traversal one because that was, earning more studs, earning more all that, more traversal options like the focus launch and all that stuff. The combat one, because again the combat was so easy, that one was the second priority instead of first priority for me. But still, there were enough, like adding more focus meter and adding more stuff like that. Being able to build up focus meter faster by just traversal or defeating enemies, all that stuff. I like that. But the Wayne Tech skill tree, did not care for. Never once touched it. Never felt like I need to touch it. I wish I had a reason to use that more and to utilize gadgets more. I never had a reason to in combat, and I was disappointed heavily by that.
Yeah. I agree with you to an extent. I think I think it is kind of fun to weave in gadgets depending on the character into your combat. But
the Arkham style combat is so fun.
I agree that there's not enough reason to use it. There isn't enough reason to use it. There's no enemies in the game that they're weak. There should have been some enemies in the game that are weak to this specific gadget or something. But no.
And I'll be honest with you, even if the gadgets were more fun to you or more better, I would use them because look, I'm just gonna say it. I'm not reviewing the game on the channel till next week, but 007 First Light is an example of there are gadgets in the game. There's many different gadgets you unlock. I am using that in combat. Well, even though I don't need to use it in combat, I can just shoot enemies, punch enemies, all that stuff, grab them, rush them into a wall. I am using the gadget because they are fun. The shockwave camera, the missile pen, those are really fun to use. Those are really enjoyable. And it's fun. It looks cool. I don't care about throwing a batarang at someone.
And I also think that maybe every character should have gotten at least one more gadget. I think 2 is kind of
I think every character should have unique content.
I think the point. I think what they were going for is that the uniqueness is the gadgets.
Yes, but the gadgets are lame.
And I think that the problem is the only character to me who really feels unique compared to the rest is Robin or Nightwing because they pretty much play the same. Yeah. That's the only character I feel completely different playing. Every other character,
they have baton.
Because they have batons. Every other character, it kind of just feels like I'm playing Batman.
Yeah. All right. So for big one, we talked about our initial reviews, but now we can finally get into spoiler territory with this one. The second half of the story. Yeah. The story itself. You want to start with this one?
Okay. Yeah. So I think that once chapter 4 starts, I think that it kind of slowly starts to decline. I think that chapter 4 feels like the shortest chapter. I'm pretty sure it is.
That's Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, so I feel like it's a little too short compared to the rest. That's another issue. Is I feel like the second half of the game kind of felt really rushed because the chapters feel so short compared to the first 3. And I thought the first 3 chapters were done really well and were really good length. But no, chapter 4 was short. I did like the introduction of Batgirl in that chapter. But I feel like there were only 3 missions. Yeah. And then chapter 5, which was mostly the Nolan films. I liked the first half of chapter 5. I thought chapter 5 had some of the best moments, but I think I'm gonna get to something, and I think it's one of your biggest points. I think the game drops significantly when Talia is introduced. I think that she just kind of shows up and the game just kind of drops. I will say chapter 5 did have my favorite moment in the game when you go back to Arkham Asylum and they basically recreate the open of Arkham Asylum. I loved it. I thought that was amazing.
I agree. That's
they did a really, really good job with it. And it's basically just a whole combat mission with a bunch of Easter eggs. I thought that was a great mission.
Yep, I agree.
And a lot of the characters who didn't make it into the game were in that, and I really liked that. But other than that, and I think once that mission ended, it just kind of dropped off.
I didn't care for the final chapter.
I thought the final chapter was cool, but a little disappointed. I didn't like how it was just one long mission. It would have been really cool how the city has been taken over by Bane. If you could free roam with Nightwing and Batgirl, that would be really cool. If there was a little bit of free roam before you start the final mission, but no, you just go straight into the final mission. You play as those 2 characters. You don't really do much. You just kind of do some combat, and then Batman just comes back out of nowhere, and then you fight Bane, which I liked the Bane boss fight. It was cool. It was a nice two-phase boss fight, and then Talia is the main boss, and I thought that was lame. I don't think Talia should be the main boss. I don't know what it is, but I feel like every single Batman game recently has just focused on the League of Shadows or League of Assassins being the main villains of the game, and it's like, I feel like it's being overdone a little bit. Even though I do think they're very interesting villains, I think that
I agree.
it's a little overdone.
And I'm tired of Talia.
I'm tired of Talia. I think she's a really annoying character in the game.
Yeah,
and I like her in Arkham City, but I think that she's just like kind of annoying in this game. And I thought the final boss against her was just okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think the Bane one was honestly better.
Yeah, I agree. Even though it was definitely the hardest one, the
hardest one was definitely
nice to have a little bit.
It was nice to have a longer boss fight that you didn't finish really quickly, but still. Yeah, I don't know. And the game just kind of ends there.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't know what they could have done.
That's fine.
To that. I think the ending was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the first 3 chapters carry.
Honestly, I don't even need to say anything more because I fully agree with everything you just said. First 3 chapters, fantastic.
Yeah.
Something.
Prologue.
I was gonna say that.
Do you want to take?
That's what I was gonna translate. I was gonna say I really agree with everything you had to say about the second half of the story.
Yeah, I forgot about
Fun
it.
little flat, except for the Arkham mission, that was great. But one of my biggest issues of the game, the prologue,
and that's everybody's. It seems like
terrible.
It's bad.
One of my least favorite prologues, honestly. I've ever
it makes me
played
not want to replay the game. And when I do eventually replay this game on the hardest difficulty, I'm just gonna be like just on autopilot trying to get through it.
It was such a It was such a really bad prologue. Where again, I'm already going to this just not caring about the League of Shadows that much, League of Assassins.
Yeah.
I don't have much care.
I understand why they started with it, but like
because
it was too long.
It's too long.
I speak for everyone. We just want to get to Gotham. We want to get in the action.
The stealth isn't that layered to require me 20 minutes of learning stealth. It is too long of that. That is all way too long. Learning the combat, and then the whole sneaking in and how long that takes to do that. And you could have, what I wish is that they got rid of the whole first part and just had you sneaking in, and that was the tutorial. Because there's enough stealth, enough combat in that part to be its own tutorial.
Yeah.
It's too long, nonetheless. It's like an hour-long tutorial mission. And yes, again, while I'm not going to do the review until next week, 007 also has a long tutorial. The first 2 chapters of the game is basically the tutorial. It is very long, I will admit. Not counting also the opening chapter of the game. But yes, the first 2 chapters of 007 are just like tutorial and you on the tutorial island and a lot of stuff. But it is fun. It is cool. And everyone has said the tutorial, or at least most people that I've talked to as well about it, have said the tutorial is awesome. The montage, how cool it looks, how fun it is, and just it's fun. It's a cool way of doing a tutorial. Lego Batman, on the other hand, while it is also long, is not fun. It's boring. I didn't enjoy it at all. I just didn't like it. It was not good. I don't need to meet Batman in this. I know Batman.
Exactly, yeah.
I know Talia. I've seen these characters enough. I don't need to be introduced to them through a really way too long introduction prologue that's just really boring. So yeah, that's my one. That's the big issue is the prologue sucks. My favorite mission.
Oh, also, I don't know if this is true.
Yeah.
It's something I hope for. I don't know until I start a new playthrough. I really hope you don't have to do the start in a second playthrough. But I'm gonna guess you do.
Start?
Like the part that you just said that we were talking about.
Oh, the prologue?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you definitely do.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You should be able to skip it.
Yeah, no. Mission. I think honestly, my favorite mission, and while I enjoyed Arkham, that is a mission I really liked. It is all just combat.
Yeah.
A mission I really a mission I didn't like. Penguin. Didn't like that mission.
Chapter.
I think it's chapter 2 or 3. 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Didn't enjoy that mission at all. Just wanted to. I don't know what about. I also had a weird glitch, a weird visual. I don't know you had as well. A weird visual glitch in that mission. It didn't really affect anything. I was just really annoyed by it. Where if you got like the Z's going on your head or like the stars, if you got hit by something, it was only that mission for some reason. It just would not go away unless I died.
Yeah.
And like when you're rarely dying in this game because of how easy it is, I was really annoyed by it. It was just a visual. It wasn't affecting anything else. It was just a visual glitch, but I just annoyed by it. So I didn't like that mission. And plus the Penguin boss fight, I really did not like.
It was okay.
It was fine. It was meh. I think most of the boss fights were just meh. They were just there. It was just punch the enemy and kill them.
Yeah, boss fights were a little like... I like that they had 2 phases. Like, at least they did that. And there were some boss fights I think were actually really strong. Personally, I think the best boss fight in the game is the Poison Ivy one. Just because I think it looks the coolest. And it was cool. I think they put a lot of thought into that one.
Yeah, I look for... When I'm playing games, I look for boss fights that are different, unique. And have different stuff. And I just feel like most of the boss fights in this game were
very similar.
the same.
Yeah.
They just punch this thing and dodge when it tells you dodge and then punch again. So yeah, and another mission I didn't love that much was the Two-Face mission in the circus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just meh. It was, I don't know. I was just trying to get through that mission.
Yeah, and I also don't like how Two-Face, he's like a huge Batman villain.
Two-Face is one of my favorite Batman
I would say Two-Face is on the same level as the Penguin.
I love Two-Face,
and I feel like he doesn't get the respect he deserves because he showed up for one mission, barely did anything in the mission, and he is never seen again.
Yeah.
Or mentioned again.
For sure.
That's it. Yeah. And that goes to another problem where some villains are not given enough screen time. I feel like even Joker is not given enough to do. He shows up in chapter 1. Like, I feel like he could be given more. He shows up in chapter 1, is the main villain of chapter 2, and you don't see him until chapter 5. And then he gets defeated in the first mission of chapter 5. And then the next time you see him is later in the chapter 5 when you talk to him, and then that's it. You don't see him again. I thought that Joker, like, I get it, like, Joker's always the main villain, so we gotta give screen time to other villains, like, you know, Bane being the main villain behind it all. But Bane just kind of comes in the end and becomes the main villain. It's like, there's no setup or anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Some villains just kind of are underutilized. But then again, it's not the only Batman game. You know, Scarecrow's not even in here. And he's the main villain of Arkham Knight, and he's a great villain.
He's got one little...
He shows up for 1 second.
1 second.
Yeah.
You don't even fight him.
You don't fight him, no.
It's just a quick time event. It's a quick time event. Yeah. It's all you get to fight him. It's just like... Man, I don't know. I just think there were some characters that got too much screen time and some characters that got not enough screen time.
Yeah. I really just think it comes down to the second half of the game. Is where most of the issues are.
It feels very rushed. Like you said, it's a very rushed second half of a game.
I still like it, but...
Yeah, I didn't hate it. It's not like bad. It's just kind of rushed. Mm-hmm. A little weak. Another... and we got... I just want to talk a little more about this. The driving. Mm-hmm. Really, really cool. Liked all the different Batmobiles, and that's something I'll get into right after, is the amount of different customization. Yeah. Awesome. The amount of Batmobiles. Really, really cool. Love, using, obviously, the Batmobile from the Batman. Favorite movie.
Yeah.
Loved using that. But also, really liked one of the older... I forgot what it's called, but it was one of the older ones with
I think I know which one you're talking about.
The convertible one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was like my go-to Batmobile for most of the game. I just thought because they each sound cool.
Yeah.
They drive differently. I feel like a lot of them handle very differently from each other, which I'm like, why didn't the characters have more uniqueness? Every single car handles differently, it sounds differently. I'm like, whoa, this is really
And there are a lot of vehicles in the game. Like, I haven't unlocked all of them yet, but I've unlocked most of them. Yeah. Batman gets a lot.
Well, obviously. And the rest of them
get 3 of them. So, yeah.
Mostly bikes. Which I honestly...
Bikes and a lot of cars.
I didn't like how the bikes handled.
I don't really go for the bikes.
Never used a bike.
I just... Whenever I'm free roaming or in a mission and I'm playing another character, I kind of just switch to Batman to get the Batmobile, then drive that.
But just not enough use of the Batmobile in missions. My favorite mission in the game was the Penguin mission. Not...
The chapter 1.
The chapter 1. And it wasn't really a Penguin mission, it was more of a Falcone mission. Yeah. The Falcone mission was my favorite mission in the game. Yes, it is the Batman, which was my favorite movie, so it was cool seeing all that. But it was a perfect mix of puzzle moments, combat with the really cool ball fight. That was really cool. Yeah. And just also looks great. The Iceberg Lounge really shocked me with how good it looked for a Lego game. Really shocked, and I'll get into graphics in a second. That's what I wanted to get into next. But yeah, I really love how good the Iceberg Lounge looked, and just really, really enjoyed that mission a lot. Definitely my favorite of the game, and yes, that is the beginning of the game. Yeah. It's one of the first missions, but definitely a highlight for me. But at the end, you get to do the Batmobile chase, where you chase the Penguin down. Love that. And that's like the only time the Batmobile is used, apart from much later in the game with the Tumbler chase. Yeah. And those are like the only two parts the Batmobile is ever used, other than just going on the open world and doing the races, which is one of my favorite parts of the game. Really enjoyed the races.
There were more.
Oh my god, I finished them all really fast. Yeah. Like after like the second chapter, when I unlocked the whole map, went around, did all the races. I was like, oh damn, there's no more actually. That's all. Like that's it. Like yeah, there's more traversal races, which I didn't like. Yeah. And more combat challenges. I also
I think that there should have been more combat challenges. I think there should have been more combat challenges and racing challenges and less traversal challenges.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of traversal.
There's a lot of traversal.
As I'm going around and trying to 100% the map, there's a lot of traversal and not enough of everything else. So, totally agree with that one. But the races that there were, I did enjoy. I found those to be a lot of fun. Yeah. But before I get into the graphics, the customization, really, really good. Yeah. There's like so many
suits.
So many suits. Awesome.
And I think a lot of them are really good. A lot of them are, have showed up in past Arkham games and they're really good here. A lot of them are new, or like haven't showed up in Arkham games and look really good.
Most of them or all of them are from movies or comic books or like from random comic book
original
runs.
Outfits.
There's a few original ones. Those are the worst ones. The costumes are fun. They're cute. The Lego game, you would expect, like Lego Horizon. You can put Aloy in a banana costume, and that's like the whole thing with that game. But there's a few examples of that, and that's fine. That's fun. It's a Lego game. You should expect that. But there's one costume for each character that's labeled Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Yeah. And each character gets one. And they're very much related, and I told you this a while ago. They remind me of the Miles Morales costume from the end of Marvel Spider-Man 2, where the Adidas on the hair, and it's how bad and how made fun of that costume, that suit was in that game, and also just how lame I think most of the Lego Batman Legacy. And that's not really a con. I'm not knocking down a point of the game for that. I just thought that was funny that, oh man, those kind of suck.
I think it's only like one of those suits that I think is like tolerable and usable. All the other ones just kind of like don't look great.
Yeah, I don't need orange and blue.
Yeah, those suits are a little weird.
A little bit. Like the Catwoman one, ooh.
I think the Catwoman one, I think the Talia one's really not
tragic.
I think the Nightwing one's the worst one. The Batman one I think is okay. The Batman one I think is the strongest one. It's not saying much.
No, there were a lot of really cool Batman suits. What was your favorite suit in the game?
My favorite suit is probably the Arkham Asylum suit. Because it's a classic. Yeah. I also really like the Arkham Knight suit. I really like the Absolute Batman suit too. That one's really cool looking. Yeah. What about you?
Oh gosh. I think I really like Batman Prime, which was the first Lego Batman.
That one in the Lego Batman movie, really good.
Really, really cool. What else did I really like? I liked
I think Robin had some really good costumes.
Robin had some awesome costumes. I like Bald Robin.
Bald Robin was a good one.
Bald Robin was funny. Okay. Now graphics. Really, really good. Shockingly good. But it gets into a really big con, and I've been complaining to you about this all week now, ever since the game came out. But start with the pros. Graphics this game looks really, really good. Especially on a Lego game. It's crazy on all consoles. Really I'm playing obviously on a PS5 Pro. Got did I say how many hours I have? No, I didn't. Okay, that's totally my bad. Yeah, I'm playing on a PS5 Pro and I have 23 hours in the game, so not as much as you, but still a lot. Yeah. Playing on a PS5 Pro looks fantastic. It looks about the same though on a base PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. I'm sure looks really, really good. The game, really nice path. I don't know. I don't think it's ray tracing, but path tracing and really great lighting system. The rain looks fantastic in the game. The puddles on the roads. The
detail on the characters suits, and the rain coming down is kind of insane.
Awesome. There's the amount of detail in just the cape alone. The cloth, really, really cool. Loved I think everything in the game looks fantastic. The graphics are amazing, but the game is not optimized. It doesn't have a PS5 Pro version. Every single game that has come out lately, or all the big AAA games, this is a AAA game, all the big AAA games, and even not AAA games, have all had PS5 Pro versions, which is basically, if you don't know, an enhancement for PS5 Pro. And most PS5 Pro versions, usually, you don't have to choose between graphics and performance mode. You just get them both, where you're going to get 60 FPS with the best graphics possible. So you get the best of both worlds, and usually it also comes with better loading times, more PSSR, PSSR 2.0, all that stuff that comes with the PS5 Pro. Lego Batman does not have that.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of very disappointed. And I'm not going to give them an excuse of, it's a Lego game. I don't care. It's got great, fantastic graphics. I want to be able to play the game at the best graphics possible with the best performance possible after I spent $900 on a console.
Yeah.
That's inexpensive. It's now at a $950 console. That's an expensive console. I spent a lot of money on it. I want to be able to get those enhancements that I spend the money on for. And most games have it. This is like the one game that doesn't. And very, very disappointed by that. I don't know what's up. And that goes into another thing. This game has a lot of bugs. A lot of issues. And yes, Skywalker Saga was plagued.
Skywalker Saga was unplayable on launch.
We both had game breaking bugs.
I had many game breaking bugs. I had so many glitches in that game where I literally was soft locked. Yes. I was lucky that I finished the game because it was bad. And there's a glitch in the game that I'm pretty sure is still on my game that has never been fixed. And it's a glitch that doesn't affect anything, but is very annoying. And I'm pretty sure it's still there. And I never got rid of it.
Yeah, no, we have both encountered many bugs in Lego Batman.
Nothing game breaking, but definitely a lot.
No game breaking, no game crashes. Nothing that's like really bad. But like I said, the dumb visual glitch that happened with me, it was annoying. When I died, it fixed itself. But still though, just annoying. But just a lot of weird bugs and weird things that hopefully they fix. Like again, traversal bugs that are just not working half the time. Yeah. Can you think of any really weird bugs that stick out to you?
I would say it's mostly in the traversal. The bugs are mostly in traversal.
A lot of traversal bugs.
I feel like maybe like one or two Batmobile small little glitches, but nothing too major. I mean, the glitches weren't insane.
No.
It's mostly, it just is mostly traversal. Mostly traversal glitches.
I agree. I was just that's why I rarely did traversal. I was just so annoyed. I feel like every time I would get a weird glitch or it wouldn't grapple to the right point or Batman wouldn't do this thing and I'm pressing the button and he wouldn't do it at all and it was just so annoying.
There is a glitch that I think is really annoying. It doesn't really happen that often, but when it does, it's just kind of annoying. When you interact with something, like take something or put it somewhere, sometimes your character will just kind of stand there.
Yeah.
You press it and the character does nothing, stands there and just doesn't move for a second. And then you can move it and do it again and it works. But I don't know. It's just kind of annoying when it just breaks and just doesn't do anything.
Yeah. No, but I think for the most part the game looks fantastic. It's for the most part well optimized. Just where is the PS5 Pro version? Come on.
Maybe it's coming later. Although I don't think so.
It's too late. Yeah. It's too late. By the time it does come out, I'm not gonna return. This is as much as I love the game. It's not a game I'm gonna replay.
I can see myself replaying it. I'll just have to get to the prologue. But No,
you could. I just probably will not replay it. I liked it a lot. I just didn't love it enough. It is for me it's almost a great game. It's a good game. I think an 8 is great, a 9 is amazing, and a 10 is masterpiece, and a 7 is good. Mm-hmm. A 6 is okay. I need to really start nailing down those the 7 and then 7 good, 8 great, 9 amazing, 10 masterpiece.
Yeah.
A 7 is a good, and a 7.5, so it's close to a great. I think there are moments of this game that I love, there are moments of this game that I didn't love, and moments of this game that I just I feel like I'm just kind of going through this to say I finished the game. And say I've been a lot. Yes, open world and it's cool, but I'm not the type of person to do a whole collectathon and enjoy it, and that is just what this game is at the end. And it's just okay, now do this, now do hundreds, and you do the tower, the watchtower, and unlock all the
yeah.
things in the area.
Okay, yeah, that's a big negative. It's not so much. It's a negative, kind of. I just think that there's so much to do in this game,
and it's every Lego.
There's so much.
I wish they put more time into other stuff and didn't just be like, here's 10. Here's.
I mean, there are 200 chests.
200 chests and 150 Riddler and Clue Master puzzles to do, and
it's just there is way too
where
much
at the certain point I'm just like, I literally as I'm going around and just saying I'm 100% it to just have something to play and 100% it.
Yeah.
I've resorted to using this as one of my podcast games.
Yeah.
Where I am loading this game up and I am going through the open world and completing all the islands and all the zones and doing everything and getting all the collectibles and all that stuff. And as I'm doing it, just listening to YouTube videos or podcasts or stuff like that. Like, that is what this game has resorted to.
Yeah.
And while I do like a good podcast game, I don't think that says... I think it's a good...
Yeah, the open world, like, when you're doing, like, trying to 100% the game, it's not really engaging. But, you know...
It's just...
I guess you could say the same thing about, you know, Arkham games, too. But, you know, like, I think that there's just too much to do. When you go around and you finish the game and you go around to activate all the towers, the amount of stuff that shows up on the minimap, you literally cannot see anything. It is insane. There's so much stuff. I'm working my way through everything. I think I'm 70% in total done with the game. And it's still, there's so much to do. I completed a whole island. Many, like, sectors I've completed fully. And there's just so much to do still. It's like, oh my god, this is going to take me a long time. And there's no guides out there like that, like, cover everything. So I'm on my own for now until something comes out.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Any other cons or pros you have? Anything you want to shout out about the game you really like or didn't like at all?
I feel like we kind of touched on everything.
Yeah, I just want to say for the one final time, stealth.
Stealth was bad. They could have spent a long time on that.
Bad.
I don't think it was needed. They just wanted it to feel even more like... I feel like it, like, kind of a problem for me is that, like, I feel like they tried to capture Arkham too much to the point where they just kind of, like, neglected some mechanics and stuff where it's like, well, we're just going to add it because Arkham had it, so we're having it too.
But we're not going to...
But they didn't do it...
Evolve it.
Yeah, but we're not going to really do anything with it or make it feel good in the game, and it's like, that's, like, kind of the thing with the traversal and the grappling, and it's like, it's fine.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
There's I think for me there's more good than bad, but...
No, yeah, which is why it's not like a... Yeah, no, I totally agree. But there is still enough bad where it's not going to get like an 8. It's going to get like a 7.5 for me.
I really like the skill tree. I think they did a good with the brick skill tree, not the Wayne Tech. But yeah, the skill tree I think is really good. There's a lot of good stuff in there. And yeah, I feel like that's really all I have to say.
Final thing, voice acting.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a big thing. You should have told me that earlier because now I have a lot to say.
I just thought about it. Okay, that'll be the last thing I talk about.
I initially was not the biggest fan of the Batman voice, and I know you weren't either.
Me too.
It's now after finishing the game, it's grown on me. It has grown on me. I don't think it's as bad now.
It grew on me. I still didn't like it though.
It's grown on me. It's just kind of weird. Like it's grown on me. I also think the voice for Catwoman's a little off too.
Really?
I think both Batman and Catwoman sound like a little weird, but it's fine. Like, I'm welcome to bring like new versions of these characters.
I think the performances were all fine. I didn't think there were any bad performances. Like no one like half-assed anything. Yeah, there were no like really like lame performances.
Performances were good,
but I still think that like
the Batman voice is a little
weird, a little off. Like
especially at the start, like
it really does seem like that's a big theme for me. Where there's nothing I'd say that's bad in the game other than the stealth.
Yeah,
there's nothing I'd say that's bad. I just think it's just all fine. It's all just good. There's nothing great. There's nothing bad. There's nothing great. There's just good. Yeah. It's fine. It's good. It's middle of the road. It's okay. I think the voice acting is good.
Yeah.
I think the combat is
great.
It's great, but not really fleshed out that much.
Yeah.
Where other than the feel of it, there's not much else.
The only thing they really do is like the beatdowns.
It feels.
Which I really like the beatdowns. They're really cool in this game, and they do a really good job. Like it's fun because it really increases like your combo number and it gives you a lot of big combos. But I feel like that's it. There should have been just like in Arkham There should have
I wish there
been
was more in the
different combat things to do. You should be able to disarm someone's weapon. I don't think that's in the game. You can't disarm someone's weapon.
Is there only one? Are there no combos in the game as well?
Combos? What do you mean by combos?
Like you know how like Arkham is when like you press like square Y or something like that.
Yeah. So it's literally just pressing one button.
Yeah. And maybe I'm spoiled by other games I'm playing right now that have like some of the best combat ever. God, I want to play that. I want to get back to it so bad. That's all I want to do right now. But yeah, maybe I'm a little spoiled now by like games with really good combat. Wink, wink, 007.
Yeah.
But so it's just press one button a lot, and then every once in a while press triangle to parry. But it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's nothing.
I still really enjoy it.
There's nothing that's no same. I enjoyed it, but when you look at it, it's just good. There's nothing that I think is bad and dumb stealth.
Yeah.
Never did it. Never wanted to stealth. Terrible.
And plus,
I would
like
honestly
no rooms of the game where stealth would be used.
During some combat moments, I would honestly get myself spotted.
Yeah.
Even behind an enemy, just give it so I'm like, okay, I just want to attack him. I don't need to do the stealth takedown, the funny little. It's a funny animation, the stealth takedown, but it sucks, and it's too easy, and it's really boring. That's probably the worst thing about the stealth. It's boring.
Yeah.
And I think you can. Yeah. So that's my final thing about the game is it's good.
Yeah.
It is. There's nothing that is too stand out for me other than the combat and a lot of the fun referential moments, which is just what this game is. It's a huge celebration of looking back at all the Batman movies and kind of just taking different moments in them. So obviously you knew that part would be good.
Yeah.
The story itself coming together may not be the best thing in the world. It may just be fine. It may really shoot itself in the foot towards its latter half. It's just good. Everything is just good. The open world, it's good.
I like the open world actually. I think it's the best. Honestly, I would say it's the best open world in a Batman game because I feel like there's a lot to do. It's got the same kind of feeling of Arkham Knight where you're like in Arkham Knight when you're gliding around, you see puzzles and Riddler trophies and stuff to do all over the city, and especially in that game because the map is pretty small for nowadays standards.
Yeah.
But I still love that map. It's one of my favorite open world maps. But I think this one just like objectively is better. So yeah. I think it's like probably better than Arkham Knight. It's maybe not as different as Arkham Knight. I feel like the thing with Arkham Knight is every island, there's only 3 islands, every island feels different. This game, every island kind of feels the same, they're just different in size. I feel like the first smaller island feels different, and then you get the bigger island, which feels different, and then you get the other island, the third island, which is kind of like similar, and then the last island, which is different, but it didn't feel too different for me.
What was the last island to be honest?
It was like kind of like a middle-sized one. It had like the theme park.
Yeah, but on the theme park, what made it different?
Nothing. Exactly. Okay. That's my complaint. Is that the islands don't feel different enough.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Great. Awesome. And any final pros? Because that's my final statement. Is the game's just good. Any final statement you want to?
No, I think that's it. I think I'm satisfied.
Same.
It's like having another Arkham game, which I won't complain. I would prefer a Rocksteady Arkham game, but it does not seem like we're getting that anytime soon. So for now, this is a pretty good replacement for that.
I agree. Final scores for us: 7.5 for me, 8 for you.
Yeah,
pretty good, honestly. Pretty good. So that's all for our review for Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Finally, our first review where we are doing this together. Hopefully we can do more. Obviously, for this summer there's not many games coming up, but I think in the fall and later this year we can actually do reviews together still, which will be really nice to be able to do those all. I don't know how many games we'll both be playing. This is a rare occasion where we're both playing the same game because we are both big Batman fans. Like, you are not playing 007 like I am. But I'll still have you on the review because you've played enough of it, and probably by next week we'll have played even more enough of it, at least escalations and stuff, and I've had you play story missions. You've been playing Taxim. We're going to, after this video, probably play more Taxim, and I'm going to play a bunch of Taxim. We'll do that, and then also you played a bunch of story missions. I'm sure you'll play more as the week goes on. But so first review though together, which is a lot of fun. Definitely, I really enjoyed it. It made it more dynamic, which is nice. Instead of me again just listing every con and then listing every pro like a checklist. So that's all for that. In terms of just housekeeping at the end of videos coming up, this Sunday is going to be a pretty big one. Instead of doing our normal weekly news roundup, we are going to be doing a prediction video for the PlayStation Showcase, or the PlayStation State of Play, which is happening next Tuesday, June 2nd. Very excited for that. We have a lot of predictions. We've already been kind of predicting ourselves just throughout the last few days. And so we're going to go through, give, long shots, what we think is definite, some crazy, wild predictions just out of the top of our head that probably will never happen, but so fun. So that'll be our prediction video for this. That'll be this Sunday instead of a news video. And then it's going to be a very, very, very busy week. This is one of the biggest, if not always the biggest week of the year in video games every year, where this is the big Summer Game Fest week, where we get PlayStation Showcase, SGF, and Xbox all in 1 week, always this year. It's always the first week of June that is, well, Hell Week in games, as people like to say. Especially for those who are making content like us, it's a lot. So while we may not be at SGF in person, well, I will. I'll be there in person. But it's still just like a lot. So we'll have a video in terms of like Tuesday, Thursday videos. I think there's going to be more than just one video on Tuesday, one video on Thursday. Like there might be video on Monday. Who knows when. I don't know when we're going to space it out. I think Tuesday's video is going to be, I'll probably do that video right after the State of Play and do a breakdown of everything that was revealed. Kind of like we did that. We've done that before.
Yeah.
Breaking down everything that was revealed. And then I think, honestly, because SGF is Friday, right?
Yeah.
Friday the 5th. I don't know what day next week, but we will have a prediction video for SGF. And we will also have a prediction video one day next week as well for Xbox, which is happening the day after on Saturday. It's either Saturday or Sunday. So we'll have videos for those, separate prediction videos for each of them, because they are big enough, where I feel like it'd be a 3-hour video if we did one for all three of them.
Yeah.
And then I will also do my 007 First Light review, because I really want to get a review out next week, because I just rolled credits today on the game and want to get a review out next week. So, be very, very busy. It's gonna, like for everyone else in games, it's gonna be Hell Week. It's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of reviews, great time, but a lot. Very busy. So, but that is what next week is, always, every year. So, that's gonna be all. So, definitely stay tuned for all that. Subscribe, turn on notifications to get notified when all those videos come out next week, because it's gonna be a lot. And then that's going to be all for today's video. Comment down below your thoughts of LEGO Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight, what you liked, what you didn't like, your score out of 10, all that. And that's going to be all. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.